It is Wednesday. Normally, that means New Comic Book Day. And while it is New Comic Book Day, it is also the first day, New Comic Book Day, without Stan Lee. Stan Lee passed away. So, to start things off, I'm going to go over my Stan Lee memories. The ones I have, the ones I am personally connected to. So, for this Stan Lee tribute, let's start off right away with my first Stan Lee memory. Number one, it was the Great Allentown Comic Con, either 2013 or 2014. Now, when I go to Comic Cons, I usually look for trades. I'm always looking for trades. But when I buy a trade, I like to pay $5. Hi, Joe. I like to pay $5 for a trade. You can usually find nice $5 trade sections. And my hair's going crazy. Um, so I was looking through the trades of a $5 trade section, and I found something wonderful. It was early Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man Marvel Masterworks, which was Amazing Fantasy 15, the first Spider-Man, and the first the first 5 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. So I was very excited to read Stan Lee Spider-Man. I was very happy to get this for $5. So I go home with my awesome book. I'm very excited to read Stan Lee, and something drops out. I'm like, what is this? And it's a little autograph. And it says, best wishes to Jamie, whoever Jamie may be, but John Romita. Now, if you don't know, John Romita was a major Spider-Man artist. He was a major Spider-Man artist with some early Spider-Man issues. So John Romita is one of the one of the major contributors to Spider-Man. So I found this awesome John Romita autograph in my $5 Spider-Man trade. That's awesome. So I was very, very happy to get some early Stan Lee, and I got a free signature from that. That's a nice Romita signature. Now, I really like this. I really wanted to read it. So flipping through it, excited to read it. And I was very excited to go through it, happy to see everything. Going through it, wondering it was everything, and then something caught me. I was like, "Whoa, wait, what?" And right there, in the inner cover, was a signature, Stan Lee 92. Now I'm guessing there was a Comic Con, I believe in Philly, in '92, where John Romita and Stan Lee were at. And whoever had gotten this had gotten it signed by, I guess his name, I guess it was Jamie. Jamie got this signed by John Romita, and he got this signed by Stan Lee. So my first Stan Lee autograph was $5. That was awesome. Now, over my second Stan Lee experience. It was the end of the year 2016 at Toy and Comic Heaven. They had just bought a full Spider-Man collection. I mean, a full early run. Amazing Fantasy 15, Amazing Amazing Spider-Man 1, 200 straight the entire run. So I come in. James is like, "Guess what I got?" He's like, I'm like, "What?" Like, Spider-Man. I'm like, "Let me see." He's like, "Well, the fantasy is already sold. Spidey one is already sold. It's coming in." So it comes in. I see it. And when I see it, James is like, "Give me one day, pull some books. 3 or 4 have to go out, and you'll be good." I'm like, what? So come the next day, and there three or four of the books were gone, but it was basically all there because 3 or 4 already accounted for a few customers. He says to me, "Pick any book you want." What? He's like, "Yeah, go. Here's a Spidey run. Tell me what book you want to get." Um, so I go through, looking from 2 to 15. Some were graded, some were not graded. The 2, the Vulture was there. The 3, the Doc Ock was gone. Disappointed there. The 4, Sandman was there. 5, Doctor Doom was there. The 6, the Lizard was already gone. The 7, the Vulture was there. The 8, Human Torch with the Human Torch was there. 9, Electro was there. 10, the Enforcers were there. 11, Doc Ock 2 was there. 12, Doc Ock 3 was there. 13, Mysterio was there. 14, Green Goblin was gone. 15, Kraven was there. Now the thing is that most of these were already signed by Stan Lee. Whoever had the collection already had them signed by Stan Lee. So the collection was most of the books were, some were graded, some were not graded, but some were signed. There's only two or three of the first 15 that were not signed. So I looked through what was left. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? He hasn't been cast in a movie yet. I really like this villain. He's a very underrated, so I picked Mysterio. Woo-woo. So I picked Mysterio. Now the book was already signed, and I wanted to get it graded though to preserve it because it was kind of, not in the best shape, but it was still pretty nice, and I got it. James gave it to me for a amazing price. I'm very, 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 very grateful for. And I was like, let's get it graded. Now, the thing is, it was already signed by Stan Lee. So what does somebody do with a book that's already signed? You can send it to CGC. They can give you they could give you a label that says writing on the cover. It won't be autographed. But I wanted to keep the autograph. So I sent it to CBCS because CBCS they verify autographs. So I got it verified. Stan Lee Mysterio Red Label came back a 1.8. Who cares? Mysterio for the price I paid. Woohoo! So then Mysterio was cast in the next Spider-Man movie. So we'll see. Amazing Spider-Man number 13. First appearance of Mysterio. This is my only actual comic signed by Stan Lee. Yes, that's the graphic novel. But unfortunately, CGC, they won't offend it. CBCS doesn't have a holder that's big enough for this so that I can get this authenticated. So because I can't get this in a holder, this is my actual only Stan Lee label. Now, that was number 2. Now to the final Stan Lee memory and the best Stan Lee memory. It was New York Comic Con 2016. This was Stan Lee's last Comic Con. I had never met him. I was working the booth, and I was trying to convince James that, hey, it's his last show. What are we going to do? It's his last show. It's his last show. James didn't really want to get up anything signed. I was like, come on, please. It's Stan Lee. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So he decided he would buy two Stan Lee VIP passes, because he had 2 books that get signed. He had a Doctor Strange 169, which is this book right here, Doctor Strange 169. He had one of those. And then he had a Strange Tales 111, which is the second Doctor Strange, but it's also the first Baron Mordo. He was like, I have 2 books. He didn't have to, but he was like, Chuckles, that's me, my nickname, Chuckles. He's like, Chuckles, let's go meet Stan Lee. I'm like, let's go right now. I'm like, whoa. So he takes me down. We go to the autograph line. Now, the autograph line is huge. It's a 3-hour wait. And if you've been in a Stan Lee autograph line, you know that's not a joke. So it's a 3-hour Stan Lee autograph line. We have VIP passes, and we're dealers. So we go to the Stan Lee people, and we're like, the people running the line, they're like, hey, here's our VIP pass. And they're like, Stan Lee VIP is already over. This is the regular line. They're like, you're VIPs. So here's a 3-hour line. They're like, just come on through right now. You can get in the back of these people. So within 10 seconds, we were right there. Now, Stan Lee was 92 at the time. Even so, he really isn't moving. He's there signing. There's a handler on his left. There's a handler on his right guiding his arm. He's signing, he's signing, he's signing. He doesn't really look up. He's signing, he doesn't really look up. Just that busy, he's just that old, he's just that, can't really move that well. So we get to the back of the line, and I get my book ready, and I was very excited. So as I step up, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm like, Mr. Lee, it's an honor to meet you. Lashana Tova, Happy New Year, because it was the Jewish New Year. So I said, Happy New Year. Stan Lee stops what he's doing. He looks up, puts his arm out. And I'm like, what? So I shake his hand. I'm just like shaking and shake his hand. And he smiles and he says, thank you. Happy New Year. I get my book. James gave me this Doctor Strange. So I give it to Stan Lee. He gets it signed. James shakes his hands. He meets Stan Lee. He gets his book signed. And then we move right on. And all of a sudden, it was over. The moment happened. Had no idea that would happen. We give our books to CGC. They, of course, messed out. Sorry, the CGC reps with Stan Lee. They were so busy that even though our form was filled out, they still messed it up. Whatever. But I'm walking away, and I just start crying because I had no idea that would happen. I met Stan Lee. Thanks to James Gallo. Thank you, James. Thank you, Toy and Comic Heaven. Thank you. Thank you. And because of that, I was able to meet Stan Lee 10 seconds through a line. That was awesome. So, shout out to Stan Lee. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. We're going to miss you. You truly changed the world with your characters. And now we can say, it's Wednesday, which means it's new comic book day. And I'm going to just quickly go over the new books. I didn't really review them. I just want to show you what's new. So we can just quickly go through what's new. So first, we've got Superman issue number 5 by Brian Michael Bendis. Kryptonian Alliance. That looks to be Zod. What is Superman doing with Zod? So Superman issue number 5 by Bendis. Moving on to Flash issue number 58. This is What is the Secret of Gorilla City? Looks like it's Flash versus Gorilla Grodd. Flash issue number 58. Moving on to Batman in Detective Comics 992. It's Cobra. It's the Dark Knight. Who will Two-Face kill first? Yes, because Batman and Two-Face have currently teamed up. This is Detective Comics 992. Moving on to the last DC book of the week, and it's my specialty to me. This is the finale of Plastic Man, the mini-series. Gail Simone's Plastic Man, issue number 6 of 6. So this is the end of the mini-series, Plastic Man, issue number 6. Gail Simone's Plastic Man. So if you haven't been reading it, it's really good. So if you like Plastic Man, check it out. Moving on to Marvel, we have Thor book this week with Thor issue number 7, legacy numbering 713. So this is Thor issue number 7. And who could that be? Is that Loki? So Thor issue number 7. Now, the next Marvel book we have is your Spider-Man Deadpool. What happened to my lug nuts? Wait, is that what those are for? Spider-Man Deadpool issue number, where'd it go? My friend, 41. Spider-Man Deadpool. Check it out. It's very funny. Team up of Spider-Man and guess what? Deadpool. So moving on to the next Marvel book, it is Captain Marvel Prelude. Now, this is a MCU book. Yes, this is an official tie-in to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is new content added since Infinity War. So this will be a great read. So can't wait to check it out. Marvel. This is Captain Marvel, the Prelude, issue number 1. Probably probably a 2-issue miniseries. Moving on to the final Marvel book that's not a Star Wars book is the big book, I guess, of the week. It is Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, issue number 10. However, Legacy, it is issue number 700. Yes, this is the 700th issue of the Avengers. So check it out, issue number 700 of the Avengers. Now moving on to the indie books, and I'll get back to Star Wars. Only one indie book, and that is Boom Studios' Go Go Power Rangers number 14, which deals with the early Power Rangers. Issue number 14 of Go Go Power Rangers, coming off Shattered Grid. Now moving on to the 2 Star Wars books for the week. We've got Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 16, number 26. Dr. Aphra 26. And that is her MBT. The droids are following her and she can't get away. So check out Dr. Aphra number 26. Finally, we've got Darth Vader number 23. Darth Vader 23. He is actually building his fortress on Mustafar. So this comic line goes into showing how he is building his fortress. Not only that, however, ding ding ding, potential interesting thing that may happen in future Star Wars episodes, movies. This shows how a dark side user may continue to exist after his death, or part of them may exist. So check out this if you want to see, is it possible for some dark side user to return in the future? Maybe the comic line shows you a possibility of what may occur. So Darth Vader, last issue was, I believe it started with 21. This is issue number 23. Check it out. The only other book that I got this past week. So first, I had Green Lantern Volume 3, number 48, 98, 98. Then I wanted to get one signed. So I got a little signed and sketched. Came back in 9.6, okay. But got a 9.6. I also had gotten number 50. So this is one of the best Green Lantern, the 90s Green Lantern series, 1, 2, and 3, these 3 issues, 48, 49, 50. Basically introduces a new Green Lantern to the universe, Kyle Rayner, and Hal Jordan, the existing Green Lantern, goes crazy and, spoilers, kills all the Green Lanterns. So I had these 2 signed, and I was like, I need a set. So what do? I found an awesome one for an awesome price. I got number 49. So this is one of the greatest Green Lantern covers, in my opinion, ever. Look at that. Signed by Ron Mars, the writer. Oh, yeah. So check it out. So in this case, I have... How do I show this? 48, 49, 50. I have all 9/8. This is a 9/6. So it's just so beautiful to see. These will be on my wall, hung up and shown for a very long time. This is my favorite Green Lantern storyline, honestly. Green Lantern goes crazy. So get them while you can before he's cast in a movie and they're not dollar books anymore, even though they're not really dollar books. But other than that, if you haven't seen the beginning, watch the beginning for my 3 Stan Lee memories. I hope everyone enjoyed my Stan Lee memories. I hope he had an impact on you a little bit, on anyone a little bit. He was awesome, but remember, watch the beginning for the memories of Stan Lee. Other than that, I shall be back next week with another comic book review because it'll be another Wednesday. May the force be with everyone. I hope you enjoyed the review, and here's my comic wall. Wow. May the force be with you. Bye.